Hello everybody, time for a new honing video. Today I'm gonna hone this gold dollar. Last time I said this was 6,000 grit stone, but it's 5,000 grit stone. It's specialty stone, a professional stone for Naniwa. This is that stone. I'm start with that. And this one is an 8,000 grit. I think I said something else last time, but this is 8,000 grit, and this one is 6,000. And this is the 8,000 grit stone I'm using. You all have probably already seen those stones. And this is a Naniwa, Aiwadani jnat I'm using as a finishing stone. This used to be this big. I used that part for the 8,000 and this for the 5,000, but I have chopped it off today, so it's much easier to build up slurry, and I don't mix those up. So yeah, what more can we say? The stone is here, the tomato, the loop, the razor, and water. So let's start and see how this looks. This edge. The last video you see me using a Faust. It's a guy from here from Kristianstad, and this is his father's razor. So let's see if it works. I can see there is a lot of homeware here and over there, but that's the reason why I don't use any what do you say, tape on it, so I can see if it's flatter. I'm using this stone to build up a little bit slurry on this stone. Something like this should be enough, like that. And let's start to see what happens, to see how it looks. It's a little bit, maybe a little bit warp here, and if I put it that way, I can feel the same. There's something strange going on with this razor, but let's start and see if we can get this working. So this is a strange thing, this. You flip it and it flips over. It looks a little bit strange when you start to hone these, but we shall see how it behaves when I'm honing. The tendency here is that the razor wants to flip like this, and I don't really know why. Because it looks straight, it's a gold dollar, can sometimes be some issues with them, but let's see if it works. Just doing some strokes here. Initial strokes, I'll see where the stone is hitting. This is a very strange feeling. This way, no problem. This way, there's something, I don't know what. Because when I put just a little bit pressure here, the blade opens up a little bit. So there's some kind of wobbliness. I don't know what it is. Could be maybe this part here is too thick. I don't know. Could be something like that. It's a little bit crooked like this. I don't know if I'm gonna have to think a little bit, because when I have it like this, I put pressure, no, pushing here a little, it's flat, but then you can maybe see the razor is slipping like that. I just wonder why. They have been a lot of homework. Let's see. Let's start. Some initial strokes, and we shall see. Let's take a look on the edge with the loop right now. Just wiping off that a little bit, see where we are. This could be a tricky razor to hone, I don't know. Maybe I have to do some correction on it, but it seems to be hitting right at least. I'm just trying to check this other side too. Yeah, I think we have something to work on at least. But the thing, I really don't know what it is. It's this side. Could it be? And now when I look more closely, I can see it's a little bit warped like this. So there is something. Maybe I have to hone more on this side. I don't know. Let's do some strokes. This is not sharp, as you can see. So let's do some strokes and see if we can get it going. Sometimes it's difficult to hone a razor if there is some, if they are crooked and so on. This behaves a little bit fishy, but we shall see how it feels after a couple more strokes here. Maybe I have to, what do you say, grind this part much more. Could be that, because there is something, I can't put my finger on it, but there is something. I think this part here is too thick or uneven, so that could be the reason. But if we can manage to hone this up, I'm not gonna correct it anymore, because this side is easy to hone. It's a little bit work like this, so you do a little bit of rolling stroke like this, but this side feels strange. Just gonna there is something strange going on, but let's see if it works. By the way, the last razor I honed, the guy took a hands up. You saw me using it in my last video. He commented on my video and yeah, he gave me really nice comments. He said it was his best shave he ever had. So I have done something right at least. Just doing some more strokes and I'm going to check with the loop. These gold dollars are often really nice to use. They actually give a really nice edge. Usually nice steel on them. They are cheap. You have to sometimes do big corrections. Just look in here and see. I think we have to actually, because the edge is not coming yet. There is a double bevel here. So I think actually I'm gonna go to my really harsh stone. Yeah, I think so. And or let's do a little bit more work with this. Probably it will match. There's a double bevel, so if I use tape, it would probably work a little bit better. But I think we can hone that double bevel up with this one, so we got one bevel at least, so one edge. How can I explain this double bevel? You got on the edge there, when the edge goes like this, and then the last bit of the edge, you got what do I say, a bevel or edge from that point to that point. Now I got the bevel there and the bevel there, so this is working different, so I have to grind that away, so I straighten that up. So it's a little bit more grinding. If I put tape, it would, what do you say, rise the spine, so you can get smaller edge. If you, yeah, this part here from the edge gets a little bit smaller because you got another angle, you rise it up and you chop it out even more. I can't explain it. You have to see photos. I can't take good photos, but I have to take away this double edge or bevel, and let's use this 5000 grit stone. Hopefully this will be enough. Sometimes you have to work very much with a razor, and if you do these corrections right for these gold dollar razors, then you're gonna get a really nice edge. Sometimes you have to work a little more, and when you do the corrections, you have to only do it once. But I think I'm just gonna work with this one, see how it will work. Yeah, we are coming much closer here, so I think we're just gonna keep on grinding a little bit more. This side could be a little more tricky. This needs much more. You can see it's still not sharp. So which side do we have to work more with? This side here, yes. And this side looks like this, yes. So we're gonna do more honing with this stone. I could go to my diamond plate and correct it much quicker, but I think we can manage with this stone too. Just gonna do these half strokes a little bit longer here. And when you do spine corrections like that, you have to go to the diamond plate, put tape on the edge, and you grind that bit away so you get that nice bevel. I think I can manage this without doing it just grinding a little bit here. I decided to do this on this. It takes so long time. This is a diamond plate course. Don't remember exactly how many grit it is, but this is a coarse diamond plate. So let's work with this a little bit here. Now you hear the sound. The sounds nasty in my opinion. I think this is a nasty sound because you actually grind much faster with this one. I think this is gonna do the trick. Not yet, but almost. A little bit more, I think. I will never use this stone on the headless razor because they don't need this kind of corrections, or what do you call it? These types of work. Not yet. It's starting to get something going on here. as you can see, trying with a little bit of tape. So let's see if we can get an edge on it right now. Yeah, I have put one more layer of tape, so I have 2 layers of tape. I have finished with this stone, and it's been hard to hold it. Took a new tomato, as you can see, it cuts now as I want. So now the edges start to work. So now we're gonna go back to this one. There was a lot of honing with that DMT plate. This part of here was some double bevel for a long time, so hopefully this will work right now. So sometimes you have to work much more with a razor than you usually do. Now I had 2 layers of tape. It means I should maybe correct that in another day. Next time maybe you have to do more correction to it, because the blade is a little warped like this and different thickness everywhere. And yeah, we shall see. I'm gonna kill that. That's very gentle, and as you can see, if I push it will cut. So now let's start and hone this edge up again. The reason why I kill the edge, I've told it several times, but I can tell you one more time. When the edges emerge, I'm 100% sure it's from this stone and not from the previous stone. So that's the reason why I kill these edges and start to hone them in a new stone. I do it between every stone except when I'm starting to when I start with the finishing stone. Then I'm not killing the edge then. So after this stone I'm gonna kill it and take next stone and immerse the edge one more time, and then I'm not gonna kill it, because then it's the time for the finishing stone. So let's see if this starts to cut. As you can see, it starts to cut now. Paper here. The edge is immersed, but I think I'm gonna take a look with a loop, and because there are a lot of scratches, I think, on the edge. Yes, and I want to take away those scratches a little bit more. So I'm gonna work with this stone just a little bit more, so I get a nice smoother edge. I think I'm gonna build up a little bit slower here too. It goes a little bit faster. Sometimes I have honed old razors. I have to correct some issues. It takes a very long time. Take a break, wait 2 days and start again. But it's fun when you manage to correct issues and you manage to get an edge on a razor. Sometimes it goes fast, sometimes you have to put a lot of work to it. The thing is, when you, when you use very harsh stone like that, DMT plate, you have to be careful so you don't damage the razor. You can actually damage the razor to hone too much in wrong places. This is not the first time I'm using double tape. I've used it before on a razor I had. So sometimes you just have to improvise and get that edge going. So now I'm doing a little bit X strokes here. You see, I started with this stone and that didn't work. I could use this stone throughout the whole process, but then you have to work with it maybe a couple of hours, and I'm not keen to do it. So take a harsher stone and make the work much quicker. You see, I'm working a little bit here too, so I'm dragging the razor like this when I do my X stroke, so I can catch the whole edge. And this side I'm doing a rolling stroke a little bit. This side I'm just concentrating to hit the smaller part here. Let's see. And yes, it's cutting right with the weight of the razor. It cuts everywhere, so this is sharp, but I'm just going to take a peek on the edge too with my loop, so I know how it looks. Because I get a different kind of scratch marks when I use this stone compared to the other stone. Yeah, I think we can work with this. Tendency to have a double edge, but double bevel they call it, but it works. Let's start to use that other stone, cleaning this up, throwing away the paper, taking this stone, and that's the 8000 grit Naniwa stone. Add some water, feel on the surface so there is no debris. It could be hair, it could be other things. You maybe saw I changed that tape because when the tape is grinded away on that this stone, there was a lot of tape residue, or what do you call it, left on the stone, so I have to rinse it very often. Just building up a little bit slowly as it goes, a little bit quicker when you hone. You don't have to do it, but I think it's actually worth to do it. At the same time you flatten the stone a little bit, like that, and just rinse that away. And let's kill the edge, very gentle, and check with the tomato. No, barely cuts. Do it one more time, then I'm 100% sure it's, yeah. And then start to nurse that edge with this stone. I will start with these half strokes, it goes a little bit faster. Now when I'm honing, I'm trying to do approximately the same amount of strokes on each side, but when I was correcting I used much more strokes on one side, just because I have to correct an issue, then I have to grind away more from one side. I'll start to do these X strokes here. And hopefully you're gonna get a nice edge on this one too. Sometimes you have to improvise, think what you're gonna do when you do hones with razors like these one, gold dollars on old rusty razors. You repair and you grind away the rust and so on, and polish it up and so on. It's actually sometimes a little bit tricky, especially when they are crooked and so. Let's see if this works now. I start to cut really nice. I have no issue at all, but I want to check with the loop and maybe do more strokes and then change the stone. And I have to get a better tape than I use now. I don't like this tape. It's stiff and doesn't glue perfectly and so on. There's always, I never liked that tape. I have to buy some new tape. But it works. That's the most important thing. You know, when I initialize the first strokes on a stone, when I get a new razor, the reason is just do some strokes and then check on the edge how it looks. Don't be too confident that you can just start to hone on this, on the stone I have, this stone, and think you can just start. You have to do some strokes on the first stone, and look at the edge and see where the stone is hitting the razor and so on, and then start to build up your, what do you say, your way to hone. If there is a double bevel or there is something else that is an issue on the blade, you can see it. It doesn't hit where you want, then you have to, maybe have to do some corrections and so on. I'm just gonna take a look here. And I think I'm satisfied with this. Some places here is tendency to have a double bevel, but I don't care about that because the apex of the razor have a nice edge. So one more check with the tomato here. Seems to be cutting real nice. So let's change the stone and take that finishing stone and see if you can maintain that edge even more, or not maintain, but get it even better. This stone I like very much. Raise it up a little bit because it's a little bit warped or crooked like this. Then take some water, feel so there is no debris, like that. Take the slurry stone. This is a hard slurry stone. The slurry that I build up is from the base stone, not from the slurry stone. So I could use something like this or the diamond plate or something to build up slurry. But I have this one, so I use this. Of course, a little bit of this stone will be on that slurry too, but the most is from the base stone. And the reason why I try to work on the whole stones, I not just like these on same spot, I try to take the whole stone so I don't build a hole there. So that's the reason why I'm trying to use the whole stone. And when I started to hone, I always check the level of the stones. I don't do it so often anymore. Do it time to time, but not so often, because usually when you get the stones flat, you don't have to work with them as much next time if you just do some stones, some razors. Of course, you can do as you want, and flatten your stone every time. There is no wrong to do it, and there the tape is starting to loose. I think we can manage to do this anyway. Oh, I have to change it. I didn't touch the edge when the tape flipped like that, so I haven't damaged the edge, but I need to put some 2 layers of tape. So let's do it, and I'm glad this tape is finished almost. I can throw it away. That's first tape. Approximately that length. Flip it like this and stop there and get it somehow straight. It doesn't matter. The most important thing there is that there is tape on the spine. If it's crooked, it doesn't matter. It have to be flat at least. Take that bit apart away there. So it doesn't matter if you have tape crooked or not. The most important thing is that the tape is straight, flat, I mean. So there is no bubbles and so on. And now we can, one more time, start to work with this stone. I will try to shorten this video up, so I'm gonna what do you say, speed it up in some parts. So this actually took a very long time to hone, but this is honing. You never know before you start. And there are some people that don't use tape. I don't know why, but I always use tape. I don't really know why, but I do it. Often I have more, let's say, prettier razors, and I don't want to have home wear on those razors, so I use tape. And but if you have to do some correction, then you maybe have to do some correction on the spine, then you can't use tape. Just feel in the edge like this. You might wonder why I put so much effort on a gold dollar. It's a razor, a straight razor, and when you get a nice edge on these gold dollars, they work just fine. So it doesn't matter, it's a cheap razor. I'm still, what do you say, interested to get a nice edge on a razor. Because it's not the price of the razor, it's the feeling when you shave. And you can get really nice shaves with the gold dollar. So why not put that extra effort to it to get a nice edge? There's no reason why you should not. And this is not mine, so of course I try to get a nice edge as I can. Just checking for the edge a little bit more, like this. I think I have to work it just a little bit more on this side here. I'm just gonna check one more time. I think so. I'm gonna put a little more effort just on that part here. Of course, I'm gonna do this like this, but here I'm gonna put a little bit more effort. A little bit more. More is mer in Swedish, so talking some strange Swedish here, English here. You see that part there, I want just to touch the stone a little bit more. Putting some extra strokes there, and why not put a little bit on the other side too. And it's nice hissing sound when I do it. The razor sings to me, telling me that I'm doing the right thing. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Can test it on my arm here. Cat's hair like nothing, as you can maybe see. So that was the honing part of this razor. I had to work with it really hard. Is it fun? No. I correct some things, and the first thing I did was use one layer of tape, and then realized I have to use 2 layers of tape. Yeah, I could probably hone it up with 1 layer too, but I thought, no, I'm gonna use 2. The edge felt nice on the skin, at least. I took care like nothing at all. It's a little bit up to the razor, a lot of hone wear, as you can see here and here, But it's a gold dollar, and it's a little bit crooked like this. It goes like that from the tang here. So the blade is actually rather straight, but as you can see, a lot of honor on it. But the tang here, if you look at it like that, a little bit crooked here, and just a little bit on the spine too, but not much at all. But you have to often correct these very much, and when you do it, next time it's going to be much easier to hone it. So a gold dollar, great razors when you get a nice edge on them. Okay, thank you for watching, everybody. Have a great day, and we shall see you next time, whenever it is. And next time I'm going to shave, I'm going to use this nice, beautiful gold dollar. I'm going to put it like that, and maybe take a screenshot on that. Thank you so much. Bye bye.